Tokenization converts ownership rights in a real-world asset into digital tokens on a blockchain, making it fractional, transparent, and transferable. So we have an example here. Let's say there's a $400,000 house. And each token is going to cost $50. Then the $400,000 house will be split into 8,000 tokens. And these are the fractions that we're talking about. And you can have multiple investors coming in and buying these tokens. You can have a buyer in the mix of those investors if you want to implement Musharaka or any other tokenized path to ownership. And the buyer can slowly but surely work their way to fully own the house. So what is tokenized path to ownership? So basically, this is our rebranding of Musharaka. Like I said, we are trying to remove all barriers to entry for non-Muslims to benefit from our solution. And that's why we are rebranding or translating some of the Arabic terminology that we use in Muslim circles to more relatable terminology that everyone can relate to. So basically, the tokenized path to ownership, we would call it Musharaka, from the Arabic root meaning root word partnership, is the foundational Islamic finance structure for joint ownership and shared profit and loss. And I believe most of you are familiar with the concept of Musharaka, but nevertheless, let me go over it. So all parties are all partners jointly own the asset from the outset. Each shares in profit proportionally and bears loss according to their ownership stake. No party is a lender; everyone is a co-owner, right? And then the Musharaka Mutanaqis, the declining partnership part, is the following. The specific variant Edifice X uses is diminishing partnership, where the buyer gradually purchases the investor's shares over time until they achieve sole ownership, right? So that's tokenized path to ownership. Now, in our case, what are they gradually purchasing? They're gradually purchasing tokens. I always say that tokenization and Musharaka, the match between them is a match made in heaven. Obviously, we're doing this for ukhrawi reasons, so that's one way you can understand why it's a match made in heaven. And traditionally, you would have to mentally divide and paper using pen and paper, or the outdated software. You would have to kind of designate different portions of a property or an asset to different partners, and it was not as straightforward. However, with tokenization, it's laying down the foundation for you to be able to implement Musharaka, right? Where it divides the property into different fractions, and which are called tokens, and these are very transparent. Everything is on smart contracts. Everything is done automatically. So it makes implementing Musharaka very, very easy. And alhamdulillah, we took advantage of that. So now this is a very new concept.
So do you think this system could exist without blockchain? Or is blockchain essential for this system?
So I think for the scalability and global investment, yes, blockchain is essential to be able to remove those barriers to entry and do it with ease without dedicating a lot of, someone could write thousands of lines of code, and implementing something, and it'll take them for a very long time, and they would have to put in it many resources. So I think, I don't want to say it's impossible, but it is extremely difficult to accomplish something like this without a blockchain, right? Basically, whoever will be writing that code outside of blockchain will essentially be writing what the blockchain is offering. So why would you do that and spend years and years of building the wheel from scratch, right? So it simply does not make sense to try to implement this outside of blockchain. And obviously, like I said, the global investment, access to global investors, doing it outside of blockchain, it is perhaps right now it's not possible. Maybe in the future, but right now that's one of the main challenges I see with implementing something like this outside of blockchain.